Hi everyone, my name is Gregor Esgagara from CFMS DS Fisheries. This is my Fish Law video presentation for Chapter 7 to Chapter 10 on Republic Act 10654. Chapter 7, Administrative Adjudication. Section 130, Administrative Adjudication. Composed of 3 rules. Rule 130.1, Composition and Selection of Members of the Adjudication Committee. Rule 130.2, Support Staff, which is composed of 2 staffs, the Secretariat and the Hearing Officers. Rule 130.3, the Rules of Procedure. Section 131, Commencement of Summary Administrative Action. There are 4 rules. Rule 131.1, Commencement of Administrative Action. Rule 131.2, Offer to Settle. Rule 131.3, Formula in the Computation of Penalties. And Rule 131.4, Effect of Entering into a Settlement. Section 132, Power to issue cease and desist orders and to summarily evict without the necessity of judicial order. There are 2 rules. Rule 132.1, Cease and Desist Order. Rule 132.2, Summary Ejectment Order. Section 133, Authority of the Director of the BFAR or the duly authorized representative to issue notice of violation and order confiscation. There are 5 rules. Rule 133.1, Notice of Violation. Rule 133.2, Seizure Receipt. Rule 133.3, Effect of the Issuance of a Notice of Violation. Rule 133.4, Effect of the Issuance of a Seizure Receipt. And Rule 133.5, Disposition of Confiscated Items. Section 134, Prohibition on the Issuance of Temporary Restraining Orders, Preliminary Injunctions, and Preliminary Mandatory Injunctions. There is only one rule, Rule 134.1, Prohibition of Issuance of TRO, Preliminary Injunction, and Preliminary Mandatory Injunction. Section 135, Accompanying Administrative Sanctions for Serious Violation. There is only one rule, Rule 135.1, Habituality. Section 136, Lien upon personal and immovable properties of violators. There is only one rule for this section, Rule 136.1, Lien upon personal and immovable properties of violators. Section 137, Community Service. Any violators shall do community service related to marine and fisheries in their community. There are 3 rules for this section. Rule 137.1, Application. Rule 137.2, Types of Community Service. And Rule 137.3, Examples of Community Service. Section 138, Citizens' Suits. And Rule 138.1, Process. Section 139, Strategic Lawsuit against Public Participation or SLAP in the enforcement of this Act. One rule, Rule 139.1, SLAP in the enforcement of the Code. Section 140, Fisheries National Administrative Register. There is only one rule, Rule 140.1, Development of a Fisheries National Administrative Register. Chapter 8, General Provisions. Section 141, Fisher Folk Settlement Areas. One rule, Rule 141.1, Fisher Folk Settlement Areas. Section 142, Fisheries Management Fund. There are 2 rules, Rule 142.1, Fisheries Management Fund. Rule 142.2, Recipients. Section 143, Municipal Fisheries Grant Fund. Section 144, Fisheries Load and Guarantee Fund. Section 145, Fishing Vessels Development Fund. Section 146, Special Fishery Science and Afro-Fishtech Fund. Section 147, Aquaculture Investment Fund. Section 148, Other Fisheries Financing Facilities. One rule, Rule 148.1, Grant Funds and Other Fisheries Financing Facilities. Section 149, Professionalization of Fisheries Graduates. 1 Rule, Rule 149.1, Implementation. Section 150, Upgrading of the State Fisheries Schools, Colleges. 1 Rule, Rule 150.1, Implementation. Section 151, Inclusion of Fisheries Conservation Subjects in School Curriculum. 1 Rule, Rule 51.1, Implementation. Section 152, Educational Campaign at All Levels. 2 Rules, Rule 152.1, Information Campaign. Rule 152.2, Training. Section 153, Infrastructure Support. 2 Rules, Rule 153.1, Municipal Fishing Ports Plan. Rule 153.2, Laboratories. Section 154, Extension Services. 1 Rule, Rule 154.1, National Fisheries Extension Program. Section 155, Protection of Sensitive Technical Information. 1 Rule, Rule 155.1, Implementing Guidelines. Section 156, Assistance in Collecting Information. 1 Rule, Rule 156.1, Implementing Guidelines. Section 157, Charting of Navigational Lanes and Delineation of Municipal Waters. There are 5 rules. Rule 157.1, Delineation of Municipal Waters. Rule 157.2, Navigational Lanes. Rule 157.3, Mapping. Rule 157.4, Navigational Charts. Rule 157.5, Funding. Section 158, Persons and deputies authorized to enforce this code and other fisheries laws, rules, and regulations. There are 3 rules. Rule 158.1, Enforcement of Fisheries Laws in Municipal Waters. Rule 158.2, Enforcement of Fisheries Laws in Philippine Waters. Rule 158.3, Manuals. Section 159, Strengthening Prosecution and Conviction of Violators of Fisheries Laws. 1 Rule, Rule 159.1, Technical Assistance to the Department of Justice or DOJ. Section 160, Foreign Grants and Aids. Section 161, Mandatory Review. Chapter 9, Transitory Provisions. Section 162, Moratoria. There is 1 Rule, Rule 162.1, Implementing Guidelines. Section 163, Formulation of Implementing Rules and Regulations. Chapter 10, Final Provisions. Section 164, Appropriation. 1 Rule, Rule 164.1, Appropriation. Section 165, Repealing Clause. Section 166, Separability Clause. Section 167, Effectivity. That is all for my video presentation on fish law. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.